inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, Frank Sinatra, David Johnson, Olivia Newton-John, and Ray Johnson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Thank you. Is that applause for me, or are you afraid of Sinatra? This is a wild group.
Great group.
And it's a wet day. It's a cold day out here, so,
How,
No, I don't have anything.
Oh.
I can tell everybody is gargling with Inglenook. Well, this is kind of a nice evening to curl up in front of a nice warm fire. What do you say we start by burning the monologue? This is strange coming out and seeing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 strings.
Classic.
Looks like the halftime band for a gay football team. I'd like to start off tonight by reminding you of the immortal words of Mary Hartman, when she said, "Things go better with Coke." Remember when Mary said that? No, we're a little late starting the show tonight. That doesn't happen often, but see, on Friday nights we make the audience pass through a rum detector. Maybe we should have gone through a laugh detector. Might have. I'm really a little off tonight. You know why?
Why?
Driving to work, coming to Burbank, I saw something that kind of brought me down. You ever have one of those days?
Yeah.
Saw a billboard pass on a funeral home. Said over 2 million served. Watch out, McDonald's. How many of you from out of town tonight? Okay. You've been out of town for years. From time to time, the Tonight Show has been offering tips to tourists. So when you come out here, you will not be ripped off by unsavory characters. So tonight's tip for tourists, if you're on Hollywood Boulevard, never buy a Bible from a man who's wearing his shorts on the outside of his pants. This is going to be a great show tonight. I'm looking forward to this. We've got some great people, and some of the people have been with us before, but there's one gentleman tonight that has not been on this show, Frank Sinatra. Now, I'll tell you what. Now, let me tell you why Frank is here. He is a man of his word. When I started this show, 14 years, about 45 days ago, Frank said to me, "Look, kid, I'll be on your show when they elect a peanut farmer president." Man of his word. See, I kid Frank for 2 reasons. I mean, first, he can take a joke, and second, I know a secret exit from the studio that he doesn't know. Speaking of a president, it's not president yet, is it? It's president-elect Jimmy Carter. Finished his vacation, came back to Plains, Georgia. This is what they call in the papers the transition period. Do you know what that really means? That's the time that the outgoing president has enough time to steal all the ballpoint pen stationery and paper clips to last a lifetime. That is the transitional period. Jimmy Carter keeps saying that he plans an open and honest administration and is keeping no secrets from the American people. And I wish he'd start by telling us what's in that hanging bag he keeps carrying around. Have you noticed that every time he comes off a plane, he's got this hanging bag? Wouldn't it be funny if it's laundry for Miss Lillian? Obviously, it wouldn't be funny. President Ford is down in Palm Springs. You see the picture in the paper, playing golf with Bob Hope? Bob Hope has played golf with every president since Millard Fillmore. President Ford is not a great golfer, but he drove his ball in a sand trap, and Hope said, "Mr. President, what do you plan to do now?" And the president said, "Don't worry, Kissinger will get me out." That's what he said. See, the president lost his sense of humor when he lost the election, so See, that would have been funny if he'd have lost, if he'd have won the election. That joke would have played much better. Here's something interesting. I think you'll find. Did you ever notice string players never laugh much? It's they're around rosin a lot, and it gets in the eyes and something. You don't. Tuba players they fall right out. Tuba players, but this was in the paper today. The federal court has ruled that it is not unconstitutional for doctors, medical doctors, to advertise their services anymore. For some years, there has been, I guess, the Federal Trade Commission said that doctors could not advertise in magazines or on television, and now they are going to be allowed to. And I think that's they should be allowed to compete and advertise their services and what they do. Unfortunately, some of the doctors fell into the problems of television, and they're running on some of the television commercials. I saw some doctor obviously seen the soap commercial, and he was on today. He said, "Aren't you glad you take penicillin, and don't you wish everybody did?" You don't have to start the applause. Let them...
I waited till they did.
No, you
I
just
waited,
didn't
I
start
waited.
it. I could tell. Another doctor... I'm going to try two of these. No, not yet. Wait till I do the joke. Well, he stole the Budweiser thing. It was an obstetrician. And he said, when you said pregnant, you've said it all. Anyway. Now, I have one wild item for you, and this is true. You'll know if you saw the paper today. Picture of this giant tortoise. How many of you saw that? Okay. Up in Seattle, there's a 260-pound giant tortoise broke his leg. And the way he broke his leg was in an unsuccessful attempt to mate with the female tortoise. They had to put the leg in a splint, and they put the 260-pound tortoise, they strapped him on a skateboard. Absolutely true. Isn't that wild? He was trying to make love to a lady tortoise. If you think he's in bad shape, the lady tortoise is still on her back. I'm taking names of this. It's going into your service record, you know, all of you. Anyway, tonight we got a great show. Along with Frank, we have David Jansen with us. We have Olivia Newton-John. Ray Johnson. So I thank you for coming. Should be an exciting night, and we'll be back in just one. We'll be right back.
The last time Linda and Charlie had carry-out chicken,
Get the bucket, Charlie.
they saved the bucket. This time, they're saving money with Banquet fried chicken. Banquet comes fully cooked. Just heat and serve in anything you like.
Here's the chicken.
Banquet is crisp, meaty, and tender, like the carry-out kind. But by comparison, Banquet costs less. Banquet fried chicken. With chicken as good as Banquet, why chicken out?
AMC has reduced the list price of new Gremlins by $253. Now, stack Gremlin at $29.95 against this Ford Pinto. Gremlin lists for less, but gives you more. Both have bucket seats, but Gremlin drops in 6 cylinders, Pinto 4. Gremlin has a fold-down rear seat, and only Gremlin has a wide hatch. Plus, AMC's expanded buyer protection plan, too. When you stack them up, Gremlin comes out on top. There's more to an AMC. We are back.
Yeah. Well, What a show. What a band.
What a night.
What a band.
What a night.
What's tonight? Okay. I would like to say a few words about my next guest, or my first guest tonight. And I'm going to do it now rather than when he's out here because I don't want to sound like a gushing schoolgirl. But in my opinion, he is probably the best singer of popular songs in the last 2 decades. He's been at it for 40 years. And those of us who were around when he first started can remember the hysteria and the electricity when he would appear anyplace. And it was genuine. And it's amazing that 40 years later, he still has that kind of adulation and professional performance. He's I guess, a controversial personality. And there are only probably a few people in our business professionally who can walk into a room or walk on a stage and people stop and know that you're in the room. I think he's a consummate artist, and I'm glad he is here tonight. Would you welcome Frank Sinatra?
I've been alive forever, and I sang the very first song. I put the words and the melodies together. I am music, and I sing the songs. I sing the songs, make the whole world sing. I sing the songs of love and special things. I sing the songs that make the young girls cry. Sing the songs, sing the songs. My home is deep within you, and I've got my own place in your soul. Now when I look out through your eyes, I am young again, even though I'm growing old. I sing the songs that make the whole world sing. I sing the songs of love and pretty things. I sing the songs that make some young girls cry. I sing the songs, I sing the songs. And my music will make you dance, get your spirit to take a chance. Music's from your heart, it's a real fine way to start. It's from me, it's to you, it's from you, it's to me, it's a real life symphony. I sing the songs that make the whole world sing. I sing the songs of love and special things. I sing the songs that make some young girls cry. I sing the songs, I sing the songs. I sing, and the whole world sings. I sing the songs of love and lovely things. I sing the songs that make the young girls cry. I sing the songs, I sing the songs. I am music, and I sing the songs. Thank you. Listen, there's a lady turtle out in the hall. Wanted to know if dinner is still on.
Am I going to have to put up with this every 14 years? You barging in here like this and singing a song? God, it's great to have you here.
Thank you, John.
I really mean it. It's so strange sitting here, watching you sing over there for what we pay, you know. I said, my God, that's Frank Sinatra, with $320. How would you like it, Frank? Large bills?
Dimes.
Dimes?
Dimes.
Who gives you dimes? Everybody. That's an old joke.
Yes.
How you feeling?
I couldn't be better, I couldn't be happier, and I couldn't be younger.
Yeah. You know, somebody asked you that the other night because you were married recently, and you said, hey, all of a sudden, everything's
Came together, yeah.
came together?
Yeah. I'm really delighted. She's a marvelous girl.
Yes, she is.
She's a lovely lady. And everything's been so wonderful in the past few months. We've been on the road a great deal, doing a lot of one-nighters and concerts. And the audiences have been, it's hard to explain how truly wonderful they are. It's almost like a renaissance that happened years ago. I mean, and I noticed that when we're working around, you get closer, obviously, to the people. And I noticed the age difference is quite interesting. I mean, there are youngsters in there who are 13 and 14 years old, and then there are the older folks who came to the Paramount Theater when they had the short socks. You know,
Remember those days? Pandemonium in the aisles.
Oh, yes.
That's great. A few years ago, you said you kind of retired, and all of a sudden now you're back at it.
Oh, I meant it,
Thank
though,
goodness.
John. I meant it. I did. I really meant it. I had a great time for 2 years.
Did you get bored?
No, I didn't get bored. No, I really didn't. I did nothing. I wanted to do nothing after 32 or 33 years of working. I thought to myself, gee, it'd be nice to not have to get up in the morning and do that kind of jazz and so on and so forth. But then we got a great deal of pressure, not only from my own people, but my own family. And a lot of mail started coming in. And I tell you how interestingly wise the public is. They said, a couple of hundred letters said, well, why don't you at least make an album? I mean, there's nobody in the studio except you and the band, they said, because they thought I wanted to get away from the people. And they said, well, it made sense. They said, just at least make us an album, even if you don't want to come out in public anymore. So I said, well, what the hell, I might as well go out and go to work again. And I'm enjoying it immensely, I really am.
I'm glad you came out of retirement.
I had a big disappointment this year.
We got to do a commercial occasionally, you know,
I understand
to
that.
get your fee for this.
Oh, absolutely.
Also to get my fee for this. And we'll do this, and we'll be right back. There we are.
Nine Lives presents Morris.
Look who came to visit.
Visit? It's an invasion.
Amuse the darlings, Morris.
I'll tell them the facts of life.
Din din, everybody.
Fact one, be finicky, don't budge.
It's 9 lives.
Wait here, I'll be right back.
Seafood platter or liver?
9 lives liver.
9 Lives. Nutritious foods cats really like. Even Morris.
9 lives kids today don't listen. I told them to wait.
Please, don't call me a housewife. I'm not married to my house. Sure, I want it to be clean, but cleaning just isn't the most important thing in my day.
That's why there's Fantastic with the Easy Trigger Sprayer. Walls, woodwork, countertops. Even outdoor things come clean fast with Fantastic.
No law says a woman has to spend her life doing housework. I'm married to a man, not a house.
Fantastic. Easy and fast. Fantastic.
We are back. Thank you, Doctor. We're talking with Frank. We have David Jansen with us tonight, Olivia Newton-John, Ray Johnson. You have a tendency to make the papers frequently, Frank.
Oh, I've been known to get my name in a few stories here and there.
Sure, periodicals. But I think in the past 6 months, the biggest thing was when you appeared on Jerry Lewis's telethon and walked out with Dean Martin. And apparently, I don't know how deep that feud was, but apparently they had not really
it was 20
talked.
years old.
20 years, and they hadn't really...
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
Well, I called... I dreamed up the whole thing myself, and I called Drunky one day. And through his interpreter, I asked him, would he like to do the telethon for the kids, you know, that Jerry does? And he said, sure, pal. And I almost fell down because he didn't bat one eyelash. He said, I'll be there. And he showed up. And it all turned out very nicely. I thought it was time that they at least spoke, you know. And I was very disappointed, however, when later I saw the Nobel Peace Prizes being given out, you know. So what's wrong with me?
They didn't give one this year, did they?
You think that's easy to do, to get those two idiots together?
Do they still communicate now? I mean, is that kind of over?
I imagine that they're talking to each other anyway. Yeah. Jerry, of course, is in New York. He's going to do Hellzapop, I read in one of the trades. Yeah.
Did you ever have a feud going with anybody for that length of time?
I don't think so.
Yeah?
No, my feuds last about 2 minutes.
You're quick to anger, but also you're quick to get it out, aren't you?
That's true, yeah. I guess we're just born that way. Some guys are, some guys aren't. You know what I mean? And there you are.
Well, the press occasionally, seem to always print the things that make good copy, or they think make good copy. They very, very seldom print, and I don't say this because you're here, because I don't have to puff you up at all, but they never mention the things that entertainers do for charity and raising money for boys' clubs and hospitals and et cetera, but they always do if you're in some kind of if you happen to brush somebody leaving a bar or something like that.
Well, I've never done anything like that.
No, just... Or, I think...
If I'm going to brush anybody, he's going to get knocked down.
I think... And I think at the time you drove over the welcome wagon lady, I think that should have been covered. I mean, that's news, you know. You got to now give you an indication of what he does. I know Sunday night's a big night at the Century Plaza for you because you're receiving the award from the Friends of the Hebrew University.
Scopus Award.
The Scopus Award. And
it's a wonderful honor, and I'm really getting a boot out of the idea. Because last year, I was the presenter, and the great maestro Arthur Rubinstein was the recipient. And a couple of months ago, when they called me and said, would you consent to accept the award, I nearly broke the guy's arm so I didn't get away from me, you know. And I'm really honored and thrilled about it because they're a great organization. They do a lot of good work. It's a great school. It's a wonderful university.
Those are the kind of honors and awards you receive. They kind of make up for some of the other stuff that...
Yeah, well, the other stuff, as you said, is sensationalism, and they figure it sells copies, you know. What we really should do in our business is to get a piece of the action every time they do that. Get 2 or 3% of the paper for that day, see.
You'd be a rich man.
I would quit again. I'd get out again.
Just give me a piece of the scan.
Walk around and collect the money, that's all.
Tell me about I've been reading in about the Paul Key show, the Salute to John Wayne that's coming up, which which I understand you MC.
Yeah, I was the kind of Toastmaster for a taping that we did last week. It was a testimonial to the big guy, the Duke. And all of his friends came, people with whom he worked in films and so on. And they saw the gals. And it was really a marvelous night, a very touching night. I think he was very touched, Duke was. And I had a great deal of fun because I was running from one set to another set because we did it at Warner's and on a soundstage. And it so happens that I brought along with me the cast.
Just a few nobodies showed up?
A few nobodies were there the other night. We had Charlie Bronson, John Biner, Glenn Campbell, Sammy Davis, Angie Dickinson, Marty Hall, Bob Hope, Ron Howard, Lee Marvin, Maureen O'Hara, Dan Roan, and Dick Martin, James Stewart, Claire Trevor, Henry Winkler, and me.
That's not a bad one.
Pretty good.
Have to interrupt again, but we're coming right back.
You have my permission.
Stay
Go
close.
right ahead.
Is it okay? Of course, I didn't check. Excuse me.
It's the human side of anything that matters most. Isn't that right? Like when a family gets together for a meal, and the kids are enjoying it so much, it almost makes you laugh just to watch them. People used to drive for miles to enjoy my Kentucky Fried Chicken dinners. They were the kind of meals that you were proud to put on your table. And you know what? They still are.
Real goodness from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Boo. Does this scare you? Pillsbury streusel swirl used to scare me. It's such a beautiful cake. I was afraid I couldn't make it. I was afraid of the fancy swirl. I was afraid of the fancy glaze. But I found out that streusel swirl is one beautiful cake that's easy to make the first time you make it. Streusel swirl dessert cakes, only from Pillsbury. They're easy. Don't let them scare you.
Next trip, fly Delta, the airline run by professionals. We fly to 90 cities every day. Delta is ready when you are.
The lovin' was easy in '54, and then they crossed the Macon County line. Saturday at 9, 8 Central Time.
Back. Can I ask you a couple more questions? I know you got a recording session tonight. What's been the high point in your career? And everybody in our business have had low points. You've had them.
Well, I think it's very difficult, John, to pick one particular moment. I think to think of a couple of them right away would be obviously winning the Academy Award for Eternity.
From Here to Eternity.
And then being involved, being a part of a film called Man with the Golden Arm, which I thought was
a milestone.
Was a milestone in the picture business. In personal appearances, of course, working any saloon is a high point for me. I just love to get out on stage and work in the saloon.
Yeah.
And see the people. I think it's marvelous. And the saloons, I call them saloons, but I mean clubs, everybody's so close to us all the time. And even, for instance, tonight, it was fun coming here because I ran into people that I haven't seen because there are so many TV shows being done at the same time. And Mr. Fox, who's working next door, the garbage dealer, the junk man, he said to me, "Hey, baby, you want to go to Plains next Sunday with me to church?" He said, "We would." He did. He said, because I'm the only colored man I know who don't want to sit in the back of heaven. He's funny. Oh, he's funny.
I grew up with you, listened to your music, in high school and so forth. It just occurred to me, crazy thought this afternoon. When you're in a romantic mood, and you're trying to make out, whose records do you put on? I've spent a lot of nice evenings listening to your music, and I just wonder who Frank listens to.
Oh, I play Jerry Fail or some of those.
Interesting concept.
Yes, it is. But I can answer that by telling you that in those lovely moments, I play Daphnis and Chloe, or the Sunken Cathedral, the Engulfed Cathedral, that kind of classy jazz.
High-class
I don't
stuff,
fool
huh?
around with all that other stuff. Because...
Hey, look, I know you're going to do another number with the band, because I know you got a recording session tonight, and really, on behalf...
Well, here goes the evening. Gee, you look
Hello.
good, Don.
Well, that's it for me. Why don't you guys get with the band? Hey, Frank, it's good to see you. I just was hanging around in the hall, and they said Frank Sinatra's here, and I've never met him, you know. And I get the chills.
You'll excuse us once you
Certainly, certainly.
Marco Mangananzo was hurt.
Marco Mangananzo?
Fambino Bombazzo. 2 bullets in the head Thursday. Now this you don't believe. Excuse us, Johnny. You're from the Midwest. You're busy going, is the truck loaded? Guido says hi. He hasn't had a chance to talk to you. And from Jersey City, your good friend, Bubani Umbazzo.
What's his name?
He started his car with your album on, and now he's a highway.
Oh, that's funny.
But I tell you, I'm a Jew and you're an Italian, and here we have what? And this is a great Irishman. This is America.
That's true.
And that's why I just want to say, before we go any further, for 14 years, Johnny Carson kept saying, do you really know Frank? And I want you to know, Frank, I worship you and I love you. I really mean this, because since I'm a kid, I used to blow in girls' ears and hear you go, la-da-da-dee, and do it my way. I need a girl so bad. I love my wife, but she's ill. But you just got married, Frank. I just can't picture him on the wedding night standing in the room going, and did it all, and I suppose it's my way. And Barbara, his wife, is going, Frank, when you get a minute. God bless you. He just got married. Hey, all the good things. This is the most exciting night in the years that I've known Johnny Carson. He started me on this show. This is the most exciting night, and so help me, it's a great night. He was even nervous, because he came to me and said, and I said, you are a powerhouse, and Frank, I love you.
Can I tell a story about what this man did to me once? You may have known or heard about this. It was a true story. This is a long time ago, long before Don got married. I was eating dinner in a restaurant in New York, and I was sitting with some friends, and he came over to the table, and he said, Frank, do me a favor, will you? He said, I'm sitting with a very pretty girl, and I'm trying to make out, you know, and he said, I told her I know you, and she really doesn't believe me. Would you stop by the table? I said, all right. I was just about finished. I was down to the espresso. And finally, he went back, and I walked by the table, and I said, how are you, Don? Nice to see you. He said, can't you see I'm eating, Frank? What are you doing? And I went for the whole thing. I stood with my mouth open. He said, can't you see I'm trying to make out with this girl? He said, what are you doing bothering me?
You know,
He did.
when I started at Johnny, when I started at Zardy's Jazzland, That was the first time I met Sinatra, Ed. It was, he came with Peggy Lee, right, Frank?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first time actually was in Murray Franklin's in Miami Beach.
Yeah, the little joint. Yeah.
And he came down there, and Murray Franklin's a heck of a guy. He's still with us, thank God. And the room sat about 20 people, and I broke the record. We had 21, and Roberta Sherwood. And Frank came over, and he sat in the front, and I was scared to death. As I am tonight. Many times I see him.
I had never seen him before. He killed me that night. Absolutely put me
He should be scared with that act. You notice how he keeps moving on stage all the time?
Moving all around all the time.
God bless you, Johnny. Look at the violin section. Why do they always look like the union didn't call? Violin players always look like, I gotta get an operation. Boy, the budget's big tonight, but you got the boss here.
That's right.
And to me, Frank Sinatra is the boss because, for one reason. Not because of the word boss, but because he stimulates excitement, he stimulates our industry, and he makes you nervous.
You like that, don't you? You like to see me nervous. Get a boom bum. Look, I know you got.
Can I do my song now?
I know you got to cut because you got.
Go ahead, Frank. I'll lead you, Frank, to your song. Come on, Frank. Come on, we're going to walk on the boardwalk. Come on, Frank. Here we go.
Come back,
Let's
Don.
hear it
Sit
for the
down.
boss.
Thank you very much. He's insane. It seems we stood and talked like this once before. We looked at each other in the same way then. I can't remember where or when. The clothes you're wearing are the clothes that you wore. Smile, you're smiling, you were smiling then. I can't remember where or when. Some things that happen for the first time seem to be happening again. And so it seems that we have met once before, and then we laughed a lot before, also loved a lot before. But who knows where?
How do you follow that, John?
Thought he would never leave.
And you didn't even think I knew him personally.
He's something else, isn't he? He really is. That was a kick. You know what I like? He starts that song. And they applause. We never get that. You ever notice when you go out and do a joke? These two drunks got on the streetcar, and the people don't go, yeah! They applaud
Well, you
the
know
song
what's
they
so great in the world, and both being the same, the world, to know that this guy has that great charisma, and to come on this show and have that kind of excitement. And for you, you've done this show for so many years, and I know you were delighted, and I am just thrilled to be part of it, really.
It was a lot of fun. Thanks for being here. We have Olivia Newton-John, David Jansen with us, so stay where you are. We'll be right back.
Pardon me, could you tell me what brand pantyhose you're wearing?
Let's see now. It starts with a B.
As in beauty, right?
And they come in this soft sheer yarn that covers your legs like a...
Like a mist.
Exactly.
Yes,
They
yes.
really make my legs look great, and they come in enough sizes so I know I get a perfect fit.
Yeah, okay, now what the name? What about the name?
Beauty.
Yeah, beauty what? Beauty what?
Something. I've got it.
You got it?
Beauty Mist Pantyhose. You may forget the name. You'll never forget the look.
There's a fragrance that's here today, and they call it Charlie. A different fragrance that thinks your way, yeah, they call it Charlie. Kinda young, kinda now, Charlie. Kinda free, kinda wow, Charlie. Kind of fragrance that's gonna stay, and it's here now, Charlie.
Charlie by Revlon, a most original fragrance.
Thank you, Doc. We are back with this marvelous. What a show. What a show.
By the way, John,
Yeah.
John, I know you always say it, but to have all that, you said it before, the violin section
nice?
and Doc Severinsen, it's an exciting moment to
There's
see
a certain element of class to this show.
Right?
You could sorely use it once in a while. My next guest, you all know, he's had more successful television shows than anyone I know. Harry-O, Richard Diamond, O'Hara, The Fugitive, and so many motion pictures, and currently is starring in a action suspense drama called 2 Minute Warning. Would you welcome David Jansen? Good to see you.
Thank you. I wouldn't give this spot to a leper. Milton Berle, 1934.
Who got it from Henny Youngman in 1920?
Well, in conclusion...
How you feeling?
I'm all right. I just got back from Tokyo, Japan.
That's a good place for it.
Thank you.
That's about a 14-hour hop, isn't it?
Yeah, if you take a plane.
Did you? This is the way it's going to be, huh, now, David? Ring the bone, sing me. Oh, you
David's rolling.
Did you take the polar flight?
No,
he's not talking about over
they
there.
have a direct
Or
flight.
don't you take the polar flight to Tokyo?
No, they have a
well,
direct
that's probably
flight
why you
now
didn't take it.
from...
I've never been there. You see, you take the polar flight sometimes to Europe.
Yes.
But I guess you don't take it to
Well,
Tokyo.
that's a long way.
Tokyo, Japan.
Yes. No, but they have direct flights now. At night, you can't fly directly from here to Tokyo. You have to stop off in Honolulu. Honolulu. Excuse me.
What were you doing in Tokyo?
I was there making a film for, a commercial film for commercial venture.
Oh.
Well, that follows.
That follows.
It's very difficult to be on the show with two great wits.
I'm not even going to ask. 'Cause I don't want to be left out of this, so I'm not going to be a dummy and jump in and say who.
But anyway, I'm back, and here I am, and I'm just going to, try to tell you to watch the picture, and then I'm going to listen to Don and Olivia Newton.
Oh, yeah, she's a great singer.
Fearless Frank was on.
Have you ever worked with Was Frank in the picture at all?
No. I followed him around a lot and asked for his autograph, but I really think he's the chairman. Donald said it.
Yeah.
He's the best. Yeah.
David remarked, which was so interesting, that 3 out of 4 television shows, that's a great record.
4 out of 4.
No, he had one stiff, right?
Yeah, but it clears me with customs.
But 3 out of 4 is remarkable to be.
Well, you have the record for stiffs, don't you?
Oh, yeah. So,
They're rerunning your shows in Zambezi tonight. To calm the natives.
yeah, sure. In front of Frank, you didn't come on like this.
Frank knows where I live.
You're
That's
just
why I
ripping
didn't.
me up. That's all. You're going to get a phone call in the morning. Don't start your car.
I like that joke. That was a good joke. Highway.
Do you speak any Japanese at all?
Hi.
Oh, outside of hi? I mean...
Hi means yes.
Oh, does it?
Hi.
I didn't know that. It's a very difficult language.
You were a lieutenant in the war, right?
Hi. Oh,
Were you in the service?
Yeah, corporal.
Ours?
Yeah.
You were a corporal in the Army, and he was an ensign in the Navy.
That's right.
And you were... Tell him, what were you?
Well, don't be embarrassed. You always bring this up. I was a colonel in the Marine Corps. All right.
A colonel in the Marine Corps. I didn't know that.
So when he was in Japan...
I was in...
What was the feeling that you got in Japan?
Very Japanese.
You have any more brilliant questions like that?
Well, you're not exactly jumping in and helping us.
What's the feeling like in Japan?
I didn't know you're taking a nap on the couch. You're just leaning forward saying, Frank left.
I would imagine the Japanese, because of their culture, are not the kind like Americans who run up. You mentioned autographs and say, "Give me your autograph." Because
They are in
that's
different...
too personal, isn't it?
Well, in different parts of Tokyo, different parts of Japan. In Tokyo, they are very vocal. They're very outgoing. I think that that's because, Tokyo is really the center of Japanese culture. Osaka, the people are much less vocal. They appreciate you and watch you, and occasionally they will approach you. But in Tokyo, it's much like being in New York or California. If somebody appreciates you, they yell and holler and,
I understand
pull
that
your hair and things like that.
they speak English is predominant in...
No,
it's not. Why would it be? Why would English be predominant in Japan?
I don't really care. I don't care if they speak Mau Mau. I don't care.
The Japanese
as long as my kid gets a lot of toys.
Japanese is the predominant language in Japan.
In Japan.
Who cares?
In
What do
Japan,
I
that's
care?
predominant.
You see a very...
What do I care? I don't plan to go back there again. What are you kidding?
No, they...
One trip was enough. I don't need...
When did you go?
During the war. And there was one Japanese guy on a tree going, "Want to celebrate Hanukkah?"
Where did that happen?
Bobby?
Where did that happen?
1943, August, on the beach of Malibu.
I just wanted to know. Just wanted to see if you had a place for it. You always bring that guy up. I want to know where that happened.
Do your commercial, you pain in the...
We have a message from Johnson's, making a fine product to help care for your home.
You can get a pledge shine on your coffee table. Have a bright, shiny dining table too. Now take that pledge shine through your house and see the shine on your shiners too. You can get a grand shine on your grand piano. Take a shine to your dresser too.
Take that pledge shine through your house. Pledge gets the dust. You get a beautiful shine every time.
Take that pledge shine through your house when you take the pledge with you.
Herb, I'm going to air condition the bathroom.
While you're at it, why don't you air condition the closet?
The closet? Great idea.
You're off your bird.
Herb, the air conditioner, Glade solid air freshener with the holes like we use in the kitchen. Perfect for a musty closet. Conditions the air so it always smells fresh.
Next thing you know, you'll be putting one in the basement.
The basement. The basement.
No.
Glade Solid, the air conditioner, eliminates odors.
I mentioned when he came out that David's a new film called 2 Minute Warning, which is kind of a frightening picture, isn't it?
Well, it is.
The concept of it.
The concept, is something that's with us, every day of our lives now. Unfortunately, we live in a violent world. People have often said to me, during the interviews I've had about the picture, why do you depict something that's violent? Well, my argument is, why not do away with the 6 o'clock or 11 o'clock news? We live in a violent world. Unfortunately, I don't care for it, but it's the only world I got to live in.
Right.
So if motion picture producers and people are depicting what's happening in the world today, which is what we all want to see, even though we don't admit it, then you have to have violence as a part of our everyday life. If it changes, and if, we can make it change, that's something else. But in the meantime, this is entertainment, as it is today.
Does this little squib need any setup at all? We're going to show, we have a film clip from 2 Minute Warning.
Well, only
it has to do with a sniper at a...
Super Bowl.
At a Super Bowl game.
And why he's there, we do not know. And the reason he's there seems to be his concentration through the scope of his rifle.
And it's just at random?
On 5 or 6 people that we get to know as an audience, and what their lives are, why they are at the Super Bowl. The suspense is, why should all of them be tied up together?
What's
why
the common
would
denominator?
this, the common denominator. So
Okay,
you
once-
really don't know until the ending what it is.
Right. We'll watch the monitor in the studio there, and we're going to run a small portion of 2 Minute Warning.
What's the matter with you? You haven't said anything in 10 minutes.
Why do you take such pleasure in telling people we're not married?
I don't take pleasure in that.
You always make a point
Well,
of
I'm not aware of it.
You're not aware of
I'm aware of one thing. If you don't like it, you can get the hell out. Come on, Janice. Janet!
Take your hands off me. Cara Sills.
All right. Just tell me, why are you doing this? And why are you doing it now?
Look, I don't give a damn about this ball game. I do care about us.
You know I care about you, don't you? You know I care about you more than anything in the world. You know that, don't you?
I know that.
You know I love you. You know that too, don't you? Oh, then why are you doing this?
I don't know.
I don't know. You want to get married? You want to get married? Well, come on. I can't read your mind. You want to get married? Open your mouth. Say so. You want to get married? Come on.
Yes, I really do.
So do I. Come on, let's go to Vegas right now.
I hate for you to miss the end of the game.
Oh, no, what you mean is that you don't want to miss the end of the game.
Well, perhaps...
Do you want to go to Vegas, or do you want to watch the end of the game?
Can't we do both?
Oh, don't start with me, Janet.
I
Jeez.
know you have beautiful blue eyes.
And you got a big mouth. Well, watch the end of the game. You're not there.
The gal, of course, in there is Jenna
Rollins, one of the best actresses you'll find. You know, this side of the Monongahela.
Where did you come up with that? How did that jump into your mind?
Down to Monongahela to get here to California. No, I'm only making that up. Don Rickles brings out the worst in me. But during the scene that you have just viewed, of course, everything is in a point in time. The sniper is there. You have already seen his determination to kill somebody, and you don't really know why. And so it's all played against the background of this type of suspense.
The Super Bowl, yes. Well, at least it won't happen to the L.A. Rams. I don't think they're going to be there.
No.
But maybe. We'll take a break. We're coming right back.
I
Stay where you
personally
are.
think they will be.
I hope so.
What you doing, Dad?
Got chapped lips out on the boat. Vaseline petroleum jelly helps take the sting out.
What you doing at, Ruth?
Helping to keep my skin smooth with Vaseline petroleum jelly. Who needs fancy creams?
What you doing, Mommy?
Smoothing on Vaseline petroleum jelly. Helps protect Mary from diaper rash all night long.
Baby skin, lips, hands, too. Vaseline petroleum jelly.
Is doing it all.
When I get a bad cold, my mother spoils me. Look at all these medicines. All I really need is Vicks NyQuil, the nighttime cold medicine. NyQuil relieves the sneezing, stuffy head cold capsules do. Coughs, scratchy throat, like cough syrup, aches like a pain reliever. NyQuil alone does all that, so I can get the rest I need.
Got everything you need, son?
Oh, yeah, Mom. She's terrific.
NyQuil alone does it all.
This Saturday night, live. I can't remember a night on the show where we've had so many major stars, and I mean that. And this young lady, in the last few years, has become a major singing star all over the world.
One of the greatest.
And this is her latest album called Don't Stop Believing. And Olivia opens next Wednesday. Not opens, her first television special will be shown on ABC. Would you welcome Olivia Newton-John?
There's no need for you to tell me. I can see the way you feel. I just know without you saying what is a lie and what's real. Every face tells a story.
Hey, that's great. I was watching the monitor. Not only you sing great, but you photograph like $8 million.
Oh, thank you very
You
much.
really do. How are you? You haven't been with us for what? Almost 2 years? A year and a half?
18 months, I think, about.
That's about a year and a half.
Right.
These things take me a moment to put in perspective.
Always good at math.
I was always, yeah, great. Where you been? Touring?
I've just finished a television special, and that's taken
That's
up
the one that
last
comes up this
couple of
next
months.
Wednesday?
Yes, and I just completed a new album, and I'm just getting ready to go on tour to Japan, where I've been
Yes. David speaks fluent Japanese. Hi.
I've been accused of bad timing before. This is ridiculous. I'll tell Ed.
No, most performers that have gone there, especially the singers, Japanese fans are great. I hear they know the American artists, they have the records,
They're very devoted
and they're great
fans.
fans.
But comedy, John. What about comedy? Johnny Carson's the biggest thing in the country in comedy, but do they know you in Japan? I'm not being sarcastic, or do you know? Do they know you in Japan?
I have a son.
Are these
there.
toughies?
Yes,
I'm just asking.
I have a son living there. Of course they don't know me in Japan. How would they know me in
I have
Japan?
two boys, too.
Right, he's known
When the
that.
war ended, went, oh, boy, we Jews won it.
His son is known as the rising.
What I'm trying to bring out is Good, David. Let's hear it for David. What I'm trying to bring out is comedy is so tough in European countries.
Yes.
Right?
Really?
Yes, it is.
Well, hey, it's your show. You work it
Well,
out.
I wouldn't know. No, they don't know me in Japan.
I'll stick with
How
it.
would they know me in
Off we
Japan?
go
The show
into
doesn't
the
get
wild
over.
blue yonder.
This is a mad night you're on. Have you ever met any of these people before, David?
Yes,
Or
we worked together in Tahoe, and David and I have met a few times. In fact, the first time I met David, I asked him for his autograph.
did you really?
For a friend of mine, yeah.
Did he give it to you?
Yes, in exchange for mine, he said.
I woke up the next morning with a piece of paper on my bureau that said, "Good luck, Olivia Newton."
John Newton.
I said, "Oh my God, I must hide it from my wife." Unfortunately, it had no telephone number on it.
That's a great story, David.
This is kind of like self-defense. Don't let him bother you. Don't let him bother you at all. Just relax and take it easy. You're from Australia originally.
Yes, I was born in England, but I lived in Australia for a very long time.
I wasn't going to ask Frank about the Australian press because there was a little.
Cause a broken leg.
There was a little. But the Australian press has a reputation of being somewhat harsh, do they not?
They can be very, yeah. They've been pretty nice to me recently, but they're ready to take a pot shot at you. But
Why
they
is
have
that?
been
Is it
nice.
just is the nature of the press
I
there?
really don't know. Who knows why it is? But I don't want to say any more because they'll start tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. But now you're living here most of the time?
I've been living here for nearly 2 years now.
Yeah. It's now summer in Australia, is it not?
Yes, it's
Or-
getting very hot. Christmas time is spent on the beach. You take your turkey and your chicken and go to the beach rather than have it in the snow. So
It's a charming
different.
accent. The Australian accent. It's more Australian than it is English, is it not?
I've got a little bit left. You know, most of it's gone now. You know, it used to be like that, but I've lost a lot of it. I think since I lived in England and then here.
Yeah. It's nice to have you here again.
Thank you.
It really is. We're going to do a commercial here. Gee, we went for a whole minute here. You didn't say anything.
When you pour out a bag of our dog food, Purina Dog Chow, remember the experience that goes in. You see, Purina has been helping different kinds of animals stay healthy for 50 years. So our experience benefits both the hound and the hen. Pomeranians and pigs profit too. And the shepherd as well as the steer gain something. So have confidence, because when your dog eats dog chow, there's a whole lot of experience standing behind him.
Purina Dog Chow. We pour everything we know into every bag.
Big savings are waiting for you at the Eureka Factory Authorized Warehouse Sale. Right now, while inventories last, we're offering savings on many Eureka vacuum cleaners. Like this Eureka that adjusts 6 ways for any carpet with 6-piece tool set, regularly $139.90, now $99.95. So save almost $40 during the Eureka Factory Authorized Warehouse Sale. Come in now at participating dealers. Hurry while inventory lasts.
We're back. We're talking with Olivia Newton-John, David Jansen, Don Rickles. I mentioned your specials on this coming Wednesday. Who do you have on?
My main guest is Elliot Gould, who's going to sing and dance and all the things that people aren't really aware of, I think, that he does. Yeah. He's fantastic, really fun.
Were you able to understand Elliot Gould? He's been on the show, and I admire him as an actor. Sometimes I find him...
he was really fantastic to work with. He made it really easy for me, because I haven't done terribly much sort of acting. We did little things together, and he was really easy. And he's a very talented dancer and singer, which really surprised me, so I hope that
have you ever done films?
Everyone.
You've got such a photographic face. You ever done motion pictures at all?
I've done one terrible one once, but I haven't done any.
Terrible one? What do you mean?
I made a film about 4 years ago. We were supposed to be the new Monkeys, you know, and it was going to be a series of films. It was a science fiction musical, if you can imagine.
Science fiction musical.
It was like it sounds.
Every actor has made. I think David made a picture once called Swamp Fire.
Is that possible?
David, was that?
Well, I have a glossary of that film.
Bonzo Goes to College.
He directed it.
Yes. Freddie DeCordova directed Bonzo Goes to College.
Not to mention Yankee Buccaneer. And, I mean, your producer almost ruined my career, if you want to know the truth.
Sorry I brought that up.
That's quite all right. I'm sorry I did the pictures.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's okay.
Just not trying to do a Don Rickles.
Yeah. Would you like to sing for us again? We'd love it if you felt like it. Would you? Okay. Gentlemen, Olivia.
Gives me the shakes.
Just super. Just watch the monitor. You don't have a bad angle.
Oh, thank you.
Well, people say, hey, I got a bad side or I got a good side. You don't have any bad sides. I have a bad side. Don has...
Don has a bad angle.
We'll do
That's
this.
good, David.
We have... Ray Johnson will join us in just a moment.
The Excedrin headache. It comes in all sizes.
It's that small, annoying kind of pain right here.
It's just a medium-sized headache that louses up the day so I don't feel like doing the things I want to do.
It's the kind of headache that gets me between the eyes.
When fast, effective relief is really important, get the extra strength of Excedrin working for you. Get to know Excedrin Relief, because any size headache is an Excedrin headache.
It's beautiful when the pain stops.
Withdrawing money again, Nose?
It's this cold. I could spend a fortune on nasal sprays.
Have you tried four-way nasal spray?
Is it expensive?
No. Four-way can cost a lot less than the leading brand. A lot less.
Oh?
And you can't buy faster relief for stuffy noses and sinuses.
Hey, that's a blast.
With four-way, you'll never have to pay through the nose.
Well, then, I'll make a deposit.
My next guest has been with us several times in the past. He's about 50 years old, Ray Johnson. He spent about 25 of those years in jail. And he wrote a book called Too Dangerous to Be at Large, which detailed his experiences. Right now he's currently with the Western Behavioral Research Institute, running a crime prevention program. We hope. No, that is true. Would you welcome? No, Ray has a good sense of humor. Would you welcome Ray Johnson? Ray?
Yes, I know. Our program was originally crime invention. Never mind.
That's right. You should know all about this. Well, that's true. People always there's a little gasp when I mention you spent that time in prison, but I guess people are...
One has to pay when he plays.
Yeah. Did you read in the paper the other day about what? Did that catch your interest up at San Quentin?
The tunnel?
Yeah, they caught, I guess, 3 fellows that had pretty well almost finished the tunnel. They went down about, 14 feet and dug out and were almost out of the place? Did you spend time in San Quentin?
Yeah, I was there. My feeling is that probably they let them do it, till they get close, and then they sort of an occupational sort of thing.
Are you telling me they knew about it before? And
I suspect, there's very few things they keep that quiet, and one of the things that for the 3 months they were digging the tunnel, they weren't causing any other problems.
I never looked at it that way, but...
Well, I don't know that that's true.
That's kind of a sad ending, though, to know that you're digging 3 months and they know it, and... How close were they? They were almost...
Yeah, they had about, I think, from what I read in the paper, 10. I thought it was kind of ironic. They dug under the gas chamber. There's something about that I thought was kind of ironic, but...
You were in San Quentin, you were also in Folsom.
Folsom.
Did you ever try to dig out
Well, I escaped from Folsom.
That's right. You were one of the few people who got out of Folsom.
I'm the only one that ever escaped as a maximum security prisoner. Well, I went through a tunnel, but I let the state dig it for me. I didn't. It was their tunnel, and I just used it.
But you really feel that they probably... Now, will they get extra time for something like that?
Oh, yeah, they'll get extra time. They're probably, you know, I did 5 years in solitary for escaping. I would imagine they're...
But they didn't escape.
Well, it doesn't make any difference. If you try, they really get upset. I told you once I thought that escaping is the worst crime that you can commit in prison. Killing the warden second.
They're so proud of their... they're so proud of their security that
they really get upset when you escape.
Right. So you spent an additional 5 years.
Well, I spent 5 years in solitary for that, and then about 10 more years after that to, you know, trying to convince... Yeah, I know. Trying to convince them I was a good guy. And
but when you were at Folsom, you went through a ventilator shaft or something? And
no, I went through a storm drain that had been built in the 1800s, and they'd forgot it was there. And have
they taken care of that now? Do you know?
Oh yeah. To this day, it's painted silver, and it's got big restriction marks on it. And if you step 1 foot on that grate, they'll kill you. I mean, you know. And I'm also in the Department of Corrections manual. If I live forever, it'll be in the Department of Corrections manual as, you know, the classical escape, what to watch for.
Did you ever you did a lot of burglaries when you were out, right?
Well, mostly armed robbery.
Armed robbery.
I mean, but, you know,
I'm sorry. Excuse me. No, now don't you see?
You know, I spread it out a little bit. I mean,
yeah. You did. Now today everything is like electronics. They use all the sophisticated electronic detection gear and stuff. Did you do anything like that, or did you just go in and say hi there?
Well, there was one robbery I pulled, and they had really good security, and I couldn't, you know, figure out how to get in the place. And God, there was a lot of money there, and I really wanted it.
Of course.
So I finally had them ship me. I had some friends, you know, that I worked with at this time, and they shipped me there in a packing crate. And
what do you mean, they shipped you?
Yeah, I had it, you know, like it was merchandise, and that got me through everything. And I had them put all kind of fragile stickers and this
you
side
went in a
up.
box.
Yeah, no hooks. You know, I don't want them to kill me. You know? And you know how they handle freight.
Of course.
And so they shipped me in, and then they wheeled me through all the security, and then they went to open the box, and I said, "Hi, you know, here, you know, stick them up," and it's really kind of neat.
How did they catch you on that one now?
To tell you the truth, they didn't catch me. But see, the statute of limitations is over. I only got caught 3 times, and 3 times is more than enough. But,
yeah,
I mean, but that's all I got caught was 3 times.
But anything that you admit to having done?
Publicly, no. I only admit to the things that I'm absolutely certain they can't do anything to me about.
Right.
I mean, you know, there's some things that I wouldn't talk about because who knows?
Yeah. I don't mean to put you on the spot now or embarrass you, but have you ever had the urge to, you know, do something, fall back and say, try the old packing case trick again or anything like that?
Not the urge. I think it's, you know, it's kind of like an old prize fighter or something. When you see something interesting, you look at it. You know, I don't think I'll ever, you know, would ever do anything again. But I'm a looker. I look a lot. And,
well, that's okay.
And part of the my work now is to look and try to find ways that, you know, I can help businesses not be robbed. So in a sense, I'm still looking, but for a different reason.
Right. Have you got a new program going now at the...
Yeah, we're doing the robbery prevention program. It's going very well. It's going in all over the country in the 7-Eleven stores, and we're now beginning to work with other corporations, convenience stores, you know, retail outlets that are having a tremendous, you know, robbery problem. And we have hope that this is going to help. It's already had a 30% reduction nationally. And I'm going into a thing at the Institute with kids. I'm really concerned about, you know, like 13, 14, 15-year-old kids are just, God, the violence, it's terrible. And so we're going to try to put together curriculum and teach in school the cops and robbers game that maybe some of these kids will choose a different alternative.
Stop it before it really gets started.
Yeah, before they get in like I did, you know.
Right. Well, you're going to stay cool.
I hope so.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Ray, I thank you for being with us again. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Olivia's special is this coming Wednesday night on ABC, and I hope it's a smash for you.
Thank you, so do I.
David in 2-Minute Warning, which is open around the country. And
I'm on.
Look for Don Show, CPO Sharkey, which will be coming up this season and a little later in the year.
January with Aaron Rubin, who produced it, and looking forward to it.
I hope it's a winner.
And my mother, if I may say, in Florida. Stay well, baby.
Yeah, say hello, Daddy. Monday night, Freddie Prinz, and my thanks, of course, to Frank for being here tonight. Freddie Prinz will be here Monday night. Paul Williams, Richie Havens, Deborah Lee Scott, the amazing Preston, and George Borman. Thank you. Good night. Yeah, had a boy.